Hey everybody, welcome to Top Comics to Pre-Order in a Flash. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is our really quick show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that you can pre-order by this weekend, give you a little bit of head start so you don't miss out on any of the comic goodness. And there's some really big ones this week. Yeah. And I'm actually going to kick it off with a very big one, Uncanny X-Men. That is the mother of all titles.
Yeah, we've got X-Men coming out, X-Men #1 coming out next week, and then this.
Yes, Uncanny X-Men. This is going to be by Gail Simone and David Marquez, so we've got a great team on there. And this is a very, as you can see from some of the hands, a very core group of X-Men who now have to make their way in the world after the fall of Krakoa, from the ashes, without Professor X to lead them. And as the mutant community seems like it is dispersing and kind of coming unglued, Rogue finds herself as maybe the one to bring everybody back together. But there's going to be a new threat that is looming that has a secret that threatens to destroy the X-Men as they're reassembling. So, a very big one right here.
Well, sticking with the X-Men motif, we are going to talk about Wolverine Revenge. This is written by Jonathan Hickman, and the art is by Greg Capullo. And that's pretty much all you need to know if you're wondering whether you should get this. We don't really know a lot of the story details yet. It just says that Wolverine faces off against a whole host of foes that will turn his world upside down. He's been beaten and bloodied, and he only has one thing on his mind: revenge. And we've seen some preview pages. It looks great. Don't really know what the story is, but I don't really need to because I already know this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, and they're doing a red band version of this as well.
Correct.
So Marvel's really into that now.
Yeah.
Next up, we have TMNT Nightwatcher. One, I just want to thank them for not making it Nightwatcher with a K. There's enough of that in Batman. So this is going to be kind of a companion series to the new Jason Aaron TMNT. This is written by Jun Ba, and the art is by Pharaoh Pei. And in this, we are following back up on Nightwatcher, who we first saw in the Free Comic Book Day book, this new vigilante in New York, since the Turtles are no longer there. This is basically going to be a series, who is this person who is fighting against the discrimination and violence against the mutants in New York? I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of surprises in this series, so very excited. This is kind of a brand new thing for the TMNT universe.
Next up is Spider-Man Black Suit in Blood #1. This is going to be a mini-series. I'm not sure how long, but this is celebrating the 40th anniversary of the black costume, and it's following the same motif as the Black, White, and Blood books, only they're just centering it all around the black suit this time. There's several different stories in this. There's one where J.M. DeMatteis returns to Kraven's Last Hunt to tell a never-before-seen tale of Spidey's past. There's another story by J. Michael Straczynski where he is going to rip Peter's and the symbiote's hearts out, which sounds weird. And then there's another one by Dustin Nguyen that says it will bring Spidey to uncharted heights.
Ooh. Next up, we have Nightclub 2 #1. This is the Mark Miller series following up from about a year or so ago, the Nightclub series, which is great. It's basically like a Spider-Man type story, but if his powers were vampires. Yeah. They're all vampires. Well, in this one, following it up, it seems like the friends that have made up the nightclub are dissenting against each other, and some might even go form their own kind of coven of vampires. So if you enjoyed that first one, maybe their appearance in Big Game, here is your next one.
Next is Blood Hunters #1. So this is a new Blood Hunters series, separate from the one that's running through the Blood Hunt event right now. This comes out when the Blood Hunt event is already finished, but there are still vampires out there in the world. So Dagger, Elsa Bloodstone, White Widow, and Hallows Eve set out to basically clean up the rest of the vampires that are out there. But they're going to cross paths with Miles Morales, who looks like, based on that cover, is still a vampire. We don't really know for sure yet, but be interested to see what that's all about.
Yep. And then next up, we have a special from DC. This is DC Super Pet Special, Bitedentity Crisis. So this is a one-shot. They always do fun stuff like this, kind of focusing on just weird, different stories. There's a whole team of creators on this. And one I want to spotlight, though, is Tony Fleeks of Stray Dogs and Feral's fame. No one better to write your animal story. Yeah. In the main story in this, there's going to be a few, but the main one sees Bitewing, who's used to being in Bloodhaven, Nightwing's dog. She is going to end up on the Kent farm, having to adjust to country life, and there she's going to meet these super pets. Plus, it says there's stuff about about Damien's pets and a bunch of other stories, but sounds really fun if you just want a really fun kind of summer read. That seems like that's going to be it.
Next is a new book from Magna Comics called The Pedestrian, and this one sounds very interesting because it says that a strange visitor speed walks into Summer City and silently changes the lives of its residents, but not all is quiet in this small, sleepy town as an ancient conflict linked to the secret history of street signs is brewing.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, not really sure exactly what this is yet, but it sounds like a lot of fun.
And next up, we want to spotlight Saga number 67 because Saga's been on a little bit of a hiatus and now it's going to be back. So maybe if you undid your subscription, you want to resubscribe to it. Of course, this is the Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples epic going on its 12th season, which I don't know how you break that apart or what are seasons, but 12 is a lot. And now the 12-year-old Hazel, who in the very beginning we saw being born, she's now 12, must head out for her biggest adventure of her young life. So get back into the swing of Saga with issue 67.
And next is Avengers number 17, and we wanted to spotlight this one too because it's the start of a new story arc. Valerio Schiti is taking over the art duties on this, but also Storm is joining the Avengers. So that's a pretty big deal. The Blood Hunt is over. The fall of the House of X has finished. But there is a new deadly threat that sets its vengeful sights on Earth. And Storm is going to join the Avengers to help them deal with it.
Like we're getting back to Avengers having a couple X-Men on the team. That is it for Top Comics to pre-order in a flash. Thank you so much for watching. Join us coming up on Friday. We'll be going over these books, their variants, and a ton more. So you don't want to miss that. Make sure you subscribe so it pops up in your feed. And remember to head over to infinityflux.net right now where you can start your pre-orders so you don't forget and you don't miss out on any of these great comics. And thank you so much for watching. And until next time, see ya.